Coming up, Oxford police released details in the Monday night officer-involved shooting, and vaccines are on the way. Find out where you can get yours. That and more coming up. Newswatch Ole Miss starts now. Good evening and thank you for tuning in to Newswatch Ole Miss. I'm Mason Scioneaux. Oxford police identified the suspect killed in the officer-involved shooting that occurred Monday night. Police Chief Jeff McCutcheon stated in a video message that Clay Tatum died as a result of his injuries from the incident after fleeing from a routine traffic stop in Abbeville.
The vehicle eventually stopped, at which time Mr. Tatum exited the vehicle and fled toward a residence. A police canine was deployed in an attempt to apprehend him, but the canine was unsuccessful. Officers pursued him into the residence where he brandished a weapon and pointed it multiple times at an officer. After repeated commands to drop the weapon, which he failed to obey, officers fired. Officers began performing life-saving measures, including CPR. Additional responding officers assisted in the life-saving measures until medical personnel arrived.
Despite life-saving efforts from additional officers and medical professionals, Tatum was pronounced dead at the scene. The Mississippi Bureau of Investigations is now handling the investigation. OPD has turned over all evidence, including video evidence from officer body cams. This is a developing story. The exact date is unknown for when the university will receive doses of the COVID-19 vaccine. The Vaccine Distribution and Administration Task Force is prepared to launch the campus-wide vaccine program in the Tad Smith Coliseum as soon as shipments are available. School of Pharmacy and students are trained to administer the vaccine. The first rollout will be offered to faculty and staff aged 65 and up, and students who are 18 and up with underlying conditions. Newswatch will keep you updated as more information becomes available. Walmart's slogan is "Save money, live better," and soon Mississippi residents will be able to do just that as the retailer prepares its free vaccine rollout at stores across the country. While the Oxford location is not on the list of stores to distribute the vaccine, those in Corinth, Houston, Clarksdale, Tupelo, New Albany, and several stores in DeSoto County have been authorized. Vaccine rollout will begin Friday, and those 65 and older or 16 to 64 with underlying health conditions can register online at walmart.com with a free Walmart account. A recent opinion issued by Mississippi Attorney General Lynn Fitch has caused two candidates to drop out of the race for the Ward 1 seat on the Oxford Board of Aldermen. Monday, Aaron Smith withdrew from the ballot after Harry Alexander bowed out on Friday. Their decisions come after Fitch's office released an interpretation of existing state statute, arguing that in municipalities of 1,000 residents or more, ward candidates must have lived in that particular ward for a minimum of 2 years prior to Election Day. Both residents failed to meet that criteria, leaving incumbent Rick Addy and Billy Cruz the only candidates. Since they are both Democrats, the June 8th election will be decided in the April 6th primary. Cold temperatures are on the way. Kelly Weatherton has more next.
Cooler temperatures and rainy skies. Find out more on Stormwatch.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Each year, hurricanes and major flooding threaten cities, towns, and rural homes across the Gulf states. So chances are there will be more storms and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Hello Hello, welcome back to Storm Watch. I'm Kelly Weatherton here with this week's weather forecast. Let's start off by looking at our current temperatures of Northeast Mississippi. Right now we have a 41 in South Haven, 53 in Oxford, 46 in Holly Springs, 51 in Corinth, and 68 in Tupelo. Now let's take a look at tonight's forecast. We can expect a high of 53 degrees, cloudy skies, winds coming from the north at 5 miles per hour, and a 24% chance of rain. However, we can expect steady showers throughout the evening tonight. Moving on to tomorrow's forecast, we have a high of 38 degrees, rainy skies, winds coming from the north at 5 to 10 miles per hour, and a 90% chance of rain. Now for our week outlook, we can expect temperatures dropping later on in the week and continuing throughout the weekend. We can also expect rain all day on Thursday. And that is it. Have a great week.
Yeah!
Sam, Elmo!
Oh, hey, Julia. You ready to play band with us? I'm going to play my clarinet.
And Elmo's gonna play his drum. Drum loud.
Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia.
Julia knows.
With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music. Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
The Ole Miss men's basketball team came out with a win in an 86-84 nail-biter against Auburn Saturday night thanks to Devontae Shuler's buzzer-beating jumper in overtime. The basketball team under Kermit Davis has now taken down 3 top 15 teams and is looking for a fourth tonight at 8 at the 10th-ranked Missouri Tigers come to the Pavilion. The Rebs proved over the weekend that they can win in an offensive game, but their best chance to upset the Tigers is with turnovers and strong defense. As Missouri has 4 players averaging double-digit points on the season, including Jeremiah Tillman, who leads the conference in shooting percentage. Keeping it on the court, the women's basketball team beat Kentucky 72-60 last week. After a season of devastating losses, including LSU and Mississippi State, the team was able to fight for their win against the 14th-ranked team in the country for their first ranked win since 2019. Shakira Austin recorded her 20th career double-double and 5th for this season and earned SEC Player of the Week honors. With the season winding down, the team will look to this win as a launching platform to correct their 2-7 conference win, starting with a road trip to Alabama tomorrow night. Serving it over to tennis court, after a competitive match on Sunday, the Ole Miss men's tennis team lost to TCU 3-4. Finn Reynolds won the second set tiebreak 7-5 and ultimately fell short during the third set against TCU's 47th ranked player. Nikola Slavic earned his third ranked win for the season, ending the match with 2 tiebreakers. John Hallquist Liffen celebrated a win 6-4, 6-3 as number 5 in singles. The doubles team Finn Reynolds and Tim Sancolin won their match 7-5. They have a chance to get back on track against 15th-ranked Oklahoma State on Friday. Sending it over to the volleyball court, the Rebels dropped a heartbreaker in a back-and-forth match against Alabama that saw staggering 61 ties. Sophomore Anna Baer was able to close out the first set with a win 25-22. Samantha Schnida tied the third set 4-4 alongside Sasha Radcliffe with back-to-back kills, helping to take the set 29-27. The final set started with 6 ties and ended with a kill from Anna Baer. Alabama ultimately won the final 16-14. The Rebels will play Mississippi State and Starkville on Thursday and Friday and will look to keep their 4-match win streak against the Bulldogs alive. Shifting focus to the classroom, the SEC announced its fall academic honor roll this week, which included 90 Ole Miss student athletes from the fall sports season. Taking into account the athletes' grades from the spring, summer, and fall of 2020, those included 28 cross-country runners, 19 soccer players, 6 volleyball players, and football led the pack with 37 recognized. Among those were punter Mac Brown, wide receivers Jonathan Mingo and Braylon Sanders, and defensive back AJ Finley, among many others. And finally, for some national sports headlines, Tom Brady is a 7-time Super Bowl champ after the Buccaneers beat the Chiefs 39-9 on Sunday, and legendary NFL head coach Marty Schottenheimer died Monday night after a battle with Alzheimer's. That's all I've got for sports. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at Newswatch_UM and on Instagram at Newswatch Ole Miss for the latest on Rebel sports. Mason, back to you.
Black History Month has many opportunities to learn more about racial justice in the nation. More with that once we return.
We are Ole Miss Rebels. As Mississippi's flagship university, we dig deeper, see farther, work harder. We pioneered human organ transplants. We helped prove Einstein's theory of gravitational waves. We are distinguished as a Carnegie R1 top 2.5% research institution. We are Ole Miss, transforming lives and the world.
The month of February offers many learning opportunities for the community to delve into the history of racism and how to prevent it. Next Tuesday, author of The Color of Compromise, Jamar Tisby, hosts a Zoom event on his handbook, How to Fight Racism. The goal of this piece is to give people tools and suggestions on how to confront racism in everyday life. Crossroads Book Group is hosting the event at 5 p.m. that evening. That's all we have for today. Thank you for tuning in to Newswatch Ole Miss. Make sure to follow our social media pages for all updates. I'm Mason Scioneaux. Thank you and have a wonderful day.